Hey guys, just showing a video of a abstract painting that I completed a few weeks ago, and I'm only getting around to doing the edit now. So I'm just I gessoed over a previous painting that didn't work out, and I like doing that because it gives extra layers, gives more texture, and it just, the history of the painting just becomes a little bit more interesting. I always find, and it's always kind of interesting because the little marks on the canvas that were there before, I often find that I pick up, the new painting sort of picks up on those marks and just sort of happens to, something just happens to work with the previous mark that's under there. So kind of it's interesting. I guess it's just sort of how your subconscious works when you do the abstract painting. But yeah, there's just no rules, just doing some fun shapes, and everything's subject to change. Just whatever I can do to get some interest on the surface. Bit of spray here, why not? I'll just speed up this part a bit so it's not too super boring. I'm just doing this voiceover at a Airbnb near my house because I've got some guys working on the house. It's just a real mess. Everything's covered in plastic while they sand and put a ceiling on in some areas. It's a bit of a mess, the place that I bought. So I've just got to keep improving it slowly as I go. I've been there about 6 months now, and it's a long project, I tell you. A printer friend of mine here in Portugal, very nice guy. He let me come into his studio and pick up some stuff off the floor. So I picked up some of these sort of letraset type stuff, which you don't see very often. Uh, and I'm just using it on the painting, just sticking it on there. I'm going to use my palette knife with some golden extra heavy gel gloss. It works brilliantly as an adhesive. If you put it on behind and then over the thing that you're sticking on, works great. And then of course, you varnish over everything, so it kind of just double permanentizes everything. Okay, we're going to jump ahead to almost complete in this section as I do because I kind of forget to roll the camera the whole time. But anyway, this is where I am, and I've just adding more color to brighten certain areas, make them pop. And, just the way the abstract goes is just working around the whole painting all the time and looking at it for a while. There's just, the only rules are sort of my instincts and, what I've learned. And there are no real rules, as you can see, especially on a painting like this. It's just sort of enjoying myself and trying not to make it look too messy and muddy, while still keeping it quite busy and active. So anyway, yeah, I'm just continuing with this process, adding bits of color, just sped up the video a little bit. I think it's looking quite fun, and I'm just going to let the video roll to the end, and you can see how it looks. It's always going to be subject to change, so this may or may not be the final product, but anyway, it's going to be varnished, and I think, I'm going to do more like this in the series. I guess the series will be called something like The Busy Mind or something like that. But as you can see, things just lead on, one shape leads on to another shape. And I'll just try to make the colors, in this case, lighter background and bright poppy colors over that. That's really all I'm thinking about at this point. So here's the final version. I just added a little bit of white line work around things to make it a bit more poppy. Thank you for watching.